Good day, everyone. So let's start with option one, which is dealing with each sprite image individually. I'm going to first use the slice tool, which is adjacent to the move tool here. And I'm going to create a slice on my sprite looking downwards here. Once you create a slice, there will be a slice drop down on the top here that tells you slice one. And when you go to export as, you're able to select slice one as the area instead of the entire canvas or a manual selection. On the output file, I'm going to call it sprite down since it's facing downwards, but I can use either a PNG like an image extension or a GIF extension here. When you do use an image extension like PNG, it's going to take every single frame and create a PNG file for that. So in my case, I have 8 different frames. It's going to create 8 different PNG files. So when I click export now, you can see I have sprite down 1 to sprite down 8 representing each animation frame. Now if I export it as a GIF, it's going to bundle the entire animation loop up into a single GIF file. So when you're exporting, you will be prompted with GIF options. Just check animation loop, and you will have your animation loop shown in the GIF like this in a single file. Now in GameMaker, let's create a sprite. So to import, you can, for the earlier multi-PNG format, we can just select all the 8 sprites, sprite down 1 to sprite down 8, and click open, and GameMaker intelligently bundles them up into a single sprite image from 1 to 8 frames. And if you play this out, you can see that this is the animation that I have. Now, if I were to do the same for the GIF instead, you will have the same result with 8 frames, since I had 8 frames earlier in the animation loop. And this is option 1. Cool. Now let's move to option 2, where we are dealing with a sprite sheet instead. I'm going to work with my second layer here, running layer, which has a purple container, and I'll get more to it later. For now, I'm going to export it as a sprite sheet. So under sprite, I'm going to select my running layer and the frames under the movement tag. In the layout, I'm going to choose my sheet type as horizontal strip. If you want to choose a different sheet type, you can check what each sheet type does by hovering over the dropdown. But for now, I'm going to click export. And in my sprite sheet, I'm going to see 8 different sections because each section or group represent each animation frame. So now I'm going to export it and click export as. The output file is going to be a single PNG file. The area is going to be a canvas and the layers can be all visible. So now I'm going to have my sprite sheet as a single image file. Now if I go GameMaker and let's say I create a new sprite and import the sprite sheet, it's going to show all 8 different frames in that single image file, which is not really what I want. So let's start by just having one section be represented. So to do so, you can just simply rename your sprite sheet with a suffix of strip followed by how many animation frames do you have in your sprite. In this case, I have 8 different sections or group, so I'm going to put strip 8 as each 8 frames. And now if I re-import the sprite sheet, it's going to show just one section. So if I play this out, I can see I have 8 frames for 4 of my sprite images representing each direction. So now let's take it a step further by extracting each GameMaker sprite to be a unidirectional sprite. So I'm going to duplicate this and call one down and one as right. So if I go to the down sprite, under the sprite editor, I'm going to click edit image. And I'm going to go to my down sprite here. I'm going to use the rectangular select tool, which you can just click S. And I'm just going to draw it over my sprite here. And this is where personally the purple container comes in useful for me, so I can easily know the boundaries of my crop. So once I've selected it, go under image on top and click crop all frames to selection. And this will crop up just that downward sprite. Now if I reopen the sprite, it's going to show the down sprite by itself. The same for the right, I'm going to do the same thing here and focus on the right facing sprite. Do the rectangle select tool and click crop. And now I have the right sprite as well. And that is option 2. So thanks for watching. If you have other ideas on how to export from Aseprite to GameMaker, feel free to comment in the section below. Otherwise, till next time, take care.